What is up, ya tub? So we are about, I think we're 8 days out, 9 days out. I don't even know anymore. We're just going day by day. I'm going to share with you what's going on right now. We are feeling all the symptoms intensely in our day-to-day for prep for our show. Last week when I was getting into my show, or leading up to the show, I felt all the symptoms, but the symptoms are a lot more heavier this time around. So I don't like to admit that I'm saying I'm tired and everything. I like to split the two. The spirit and the flesh are different. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And so I've been focusing more on my spirit and just relying on that alone. But just so I could be a little bit more honest with you guys and so you guys could be more aware of what happens with the body, I'm going to express to you, I guess, how I am feeling, I guess. So last night I was having a hard time sleeping just because my body is just in a state where I feel the body fat taking off even more. So I'm a lot more cold at night. And on top of that, I'm waking up in the middle of the night constantly just because my body's in shock just because it's wanting food. And so that has been a struggle. And then I use the restroom a couple times a night. So that's actually a positive. And then waking up this morning, I've never been so tired ever in my life where I feel like my body was pretty much like concrete blocks and it was hard for me to get up. I really had to shove myself outside of bed and get my day started. I felt very groggy and I also felt very hangry as well. So I really had to kind of internalize the energy and just be like, okay, it's a new day, we're good. The body is craving food right away. But I wanted to do fasted cardio right off the bat. So this morning I did fasted cardio, and after the fasted cardio, I wanted to eat immediately, but I like to time my foods in a specific time of the day so we're not finishing our foods too early and we're gonna be hungrier throughout the night, right? So I had to really mentally kind of wait and do specific tasks leading up to 8 a.m. So I ate at 8 a.m. But leading up to that, what I did to kind of work with my mind a little bit is I only have 2 diet drinks a day. And so I actually had them right off the bat. I had one before I went to do my cardio and I had one after just to kind of use the flavor to help me out. Next week, I don't plan on using them at all. So they're going to be wiped out because on peak week, we don't want any artificial sweeteners. So that's what I did. Needed some caffeine. And then after that, I had to go get my orders ready for the Tua launch that came out today. So I had to drive to the location where we have our shirts and hats and everything and making sure we count all the quantity so we could get them out to you and make sure everything's right on the website. And so I did that, and then I drove back home, and then I made my first meal, which was the rice cakes with the chocolate chips and the egg with hot sauce, which you guys saw in the last video. Super yummy. But yeah, was feeling very hangry, impatient. We were hungry, and all the above, feeling fatigue and cold and a little bit of anxious. So that's pretty much what the body feels. But once I had my first meal, I was good to go. I had a late start this morning coming here to the gym too, just because I wanted to make sure we were, I was DMing you guys either through here on YouTube and Instagram, just to make sure hey, we're keeping up our relationship and, I'm giving you my time to help you guys out in some way. So we're doing a shoulder workout. I'm actually just gonna film every last set. So this is my last set right here. We're doing around 160 pounds. So that's gonna be what's that math? 80 pounds per arm. So usually I do dumbbells, but for the sake of things, just to keep myself safe and make sure we don't go crazy with form, at least having the possibility of form, we're using a machine. So let's get 10 reps done. Oh man, we're burping because of that diet drink. But enough of the petty talk. I just wanted to share, just to be honest with you guys, what the body's going through. And yeah, this is how prep is. And it's expected. It's not meant to be easy. We let these times humble us. We fail in our workouts. What I mean by failing is hitting our failure sets. And we let the body do its thing. It's actually interesting just because I am eating a little bit more carbs this time around as opposed to the last time leading up to the last show, which was what has it been a week now? Yeah, just a week. And I feel my body being a lot tighter, drier, and my abs are actually coming in a lot more than before. So the science is there, man. My coach knows what he's doing. And I'm excited to see what he does in the next couple days because I have a feeling, I have this itch that he's gonna be upping up the cardio. We're probably gonna do more Stairmaster, which I'm ready, bro. Even though yesterday my legs were struggling, whatever. We do what we gotta do. Let's get, we're gonna do front raises. Let's get it, brothers and sisters. Hey. Very interesting choice of colors I chose today. I got gray, orange, and a blue and purple. Got the cups. I'm not sure where you guys would get these cups. You know, the cups that have this print on them? I know I would see them all the time at a Costco when we would get my pizza and a churro and what was it? It was like a raspberry smoothie. Those are freaking bomb if you guys haven't tried them. Very nostalgic. I'm all about wearing the nostalgic clothes. The orange is dedicated to my dad. He worked for the city of Paramount for the water department, so there's that. And then the tanks, man, the beaters, or what I like to call them, the wife lovers. It just brings that anime-esque aesthetic, man. And the way I wrap it around my torso is all dedicated to the look of the Mandalorian, as well as Guts from Berserk. And you know, we can even say Captain Yami from Black Clover. Let's get into cable lateral raises. Try and think of the cover photo for this one and be like, anyways, you know, I was thinking about, you see, I use memories to help me kind of push myself through the hard times and to think about what happened in my childhood that might have formed me who I am today, just to compare it to, hey, if prep is hard, then what else in my life has been hard or harder and shaped who I am today? I'll share with you what I mean. Let me just hit this set and then we'll get into story time. All right. So I was thinking about, you know, I've been thinking a lot about dating just because I was watching a podcast yesterday with Greg Doucette, and he was talking about how the lessons learned in his dating experience and how he's learning just with every woman that he's dated, like something that he's, you know, failed at and what he's trying to accomplish and just finding that woman that he wants to end up being with, right? Or I guess like, yeah, just like his just philosophies and everything. And it made me think about my very first relationship ever, which was in middle school. my first girlfriend ever. And just to give you like a background, like I never really sought for girls very young, just because I was just like this innocent kid that just, I don't know, just kind of wanted to play video games and just do his thing and be emotional, I guess. I had really long hair, so I had hair this long and a metalhead at that. And I felt like I also wasn't the best looking kid either. And I compare that to my siblings, because my siblings were like players in high school, middle school, and even a little after high school. Like they just like dated everybody, and they just like, they would express their party times with their friends, and like it just made me feel insecure that I wasn't that, because they seemed very extroverted and I'm very introverted. So and when I look at them, I always thought my brothers are handsome, my sister is beautiful, and then looking at myself, like I was bullied of how I looked. Even in my family, they would make fun of my teeth, because my teeth, I have really buck teeth, at least before I had braces. And my bottom teeth, they were like crossed like this. So it was like ugly teeth, man. And so the buck teeth, they said I looked like a Simpson character. You know the Simpsons? You know how their upper lip is kind of like protruded outward? So that's what people compare me to. And then my long hair, it would cover on one side of my face. And so it was just like not appealing aesthetically, right, for people, and it was just weird. And so I always felt like just kind of picked on in that sense. So if anything, I used my hair to hide my face, to hide myself. And I never smiled, just because my buck teeth are just like when I would close my mouth, I'll be like this, slightly. I didn't notice it, but people would call me out all the time, and I'd just be like, So it was interesting, just because when I got long hair, short hair, like girls didn't notice me, but when I had long hair, my long hair is straight and it's very like, there's no split ends. Girls started noticing me. And so I noticed girls started talking to me more, I was very confused, because my style wasn't the greatest either. Like I would wear like the baggiest, nasty looking pants. And then my shirts would be either like, I would wear like Dawn of the Dead shirts, rocker shirts, or just all black, just like Dragon Ball anime shirts. I was just like, I don't know, from my perspective, I felt like I was just like goofy looking and just ugly, right? And there was this time where, what grade was I in? I think 7th. And there was this girl that had interest in me, and it was like out of nowhere. I swear, girls would just ask guys if they wanted them to be their like girlfriend or be their boyfriend or whatever. And that happened to me. Randomly, I was just like eating with my friends at the lunch table, or nutrition, so that was like our breakfast, and this group of rockabillys, punk rock people, and like metalheads came up to me, girls, and just like imagine they're all wearing like their battle jackets, they have their eyeliner on, and like they look hardcore. They're like the hardcore kids in the school, and they're the popular ones too. And they came up to me and just like, hey, this person, she's really interested in you. She wants to get with you. And yeah, like, will you get with her? Will you be her boyfriend? And I've only spoke to her once. And for some reason, she felt inclined to like send a whole freaking party of friends to ask me to be with her. And I was just like, let me think about it till lunch. So yeah, so lunch came around. Actually, let me hit this next set, because we're doing 4 sets of these, and then I'll tell you the rest of that story. Okay. Lunch came around, and so I kind of I changed locations to hang out with my friends somewhere else, just so I could kind of hide from this group of people. And they came up to me and they found me somehow, and they were just like, hey, so will you get with her? And I was just like, I'm still thinking about it. And then they're like, follow us. And then they walked me to the the cafeteria, and then I swear they were all lined up like this, and then they all opened up, and it was like a hallway of people, and she was in the middle, and then they're like, Josh, what is your answer? And then I sat there and I was just like all the pressure was just on me. I was just like, yes, like in an awkward way. And then she got super happy, like, she came and hugged me, and I think she kissed me on the cheek. And then I was just like, so I'm in a relationship now. That's weird. And it's so crazy because like I didn't have like a physical or emotional attraction toward her. They just like threw me in the fire, really. And so that was like the first step of me getting into a relationship, and it was like so foreign to me just because growing up, I don't know what it was with my parents. I think just because they were just older. I'm like the youngest of 4, so the next sibling up is 10 years older than me, or 11. And I never saw my parents hug or kiss. Like I didn't see a lot of affection. The only affection I saw was like the fake stuff you see in Hollywood or just like other sources. And it was just like I didn't know what to do or how to talk to a girl. Like I was pretty much like I wasn't a simp. I was just like, all right, I guess I'm in this. Like I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So I just dove into the relationship, kind of going through the flow and going through the motions. And so 2 weeks in, like I didn't even kiss the girl. I would just hug her, hello, goodbye. And my parents never let me go out with friends, so I only had my relationship, my quality time with her, only for the 2 breaks that we have during school, and maybe before and after school we would talk. And yeah, I didn't kiss her for like 2 weeks just because like, yeah, I've never kissed a girl. Virgin lips, guys. And I remember her birthday was coming up, and I thought to myself, like, well, I need to like give her something and be like cute about it. So I made her a card. Also like had like dolls at my place. Like I didn't have money or I wasn't working, so it's just like I just grabbed a random doll. It was a Patrick Star doll that I had. It was like one of my favorite ones. It's like a TY Patrick doll, and I just gave it to her. And I think I got flowers. I think I got flowers too. Like I asked my mom to give me flowers, and she was like kind of surprised. She's like, what is this kid up to? And so I remember when it was this girl's birthday, I handed them over to her, and she was like super grateful and everything, thought it was cute and thoughtful. And then she hugged me, and then she kissed me on the cheek. And then I went in for a kiss because I was just like, well, it's her birthday. We haven't kissed for 2 weeks, been together for 2 weeks. Let me just like nail one on her. So I kissed her, and guess what, guys? I missed her lip. I kissed her like right here. I like pulled back, and in my head I was just like, that was awkward. And then I kissed her again, and I nailed it on her lips. And it was just, I remember it was kind of messy. It was just a peck, but it was kind of messy because she wore lipstick a lot, you know, rockabillys, rockers. And yeah, and that was super embarrassing. But that's like the first step of me. That was my first kiss, guys. Very awkward kid, didn't know what to expect. Did I feel sunshine and rainbows? It was more of just like, I can't believe I'm here. Can't believe I'm here. Let's move on to the next workout. All right, let's go. Dang, feeling really tight with that one. So you know, in that first relationship was probably the first time I really kind of analyze myself and see where my heart lies with individuals, because I had friends, they were pretty boy guys. So I have my metalhead friends and then the pretty boys, which we all know what pretty boys are. And the pretty boy friends were the ones I hung out with the most. I don't know why. I think because they were also my friends I would play Xbox Live with and go on my Halo and Call of Duty adventures out of school. And when I was in this relationship, it was odd. They would always like make fun of my girlfriend and how she looked and how she dressed. And she was more of a, like, I'm a skinny kid, and we'll say she's she's just thick, and which honestly I like thick, and yeah, they just would call her names, and she had piercings too, so it was just like they really just like not supported my relationship, and even though they said all these like things about her, like I thought she was like a beautiful person. Like I thought she was pretty. Like I wouldn't have said yes. I don't know. But anyways, that's where I learned like I had a good heart, just because even my mom found out about her. She didn't know how she looked like, but she heard about how she looked like because my cousin told on me, and I wanted to keep it to myself. Like mind your own business. Like I'm just doing my thing here in middle school, and just like hearing even my mom, like she called her something, and I was just like, dang, that's kind of mean. It really kind of like made me step back and not rely on the thoughts or feelings of my friends or even family members, and just kind of like see the relationship as a whole as something that I could build off of. Even though I was super young, like I learned how to communicate on my own, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I'm really grateful that I was able to have that experience early on, because, you know, I mean, the more relationships you have, the more like social cues and understanding you gain long term, and you're just ahead of the game, at least for me. And yeah, so I feel like the relationship was limited just because I didn't hang out with her a lot. It was only through school, and I knew she had more freedom. Her family would have her do anything and everything outside of school, and so I just wasn't really involved. And there was this time where like our relationship was fully off of conversation. Like I never was really into like wanting to kiss her all the time. I didn't even make out with her probably until like 8 months in. Just because, I mean, I just, it's all so new to me. Like, I don't know. Like, and I remember first make out session was bad. I was a freaking octopus, dude. I was just, it was messy. And we never made out after that ever again. Maybe one other time, but like, yeah, it was just like not good. And, but no, I learned a lot of verbal communication through her, and really just like expressing my care through her through words. Physically, I just wasn't out there because it was just kind of awkward to me. It just wasn't my thing. I was still, I guess you could say, like I just didn't want to experiment with that type of stuff. I remember she would reach out to friends because the relationship went on to high school, and I remember friends or even like my cousin told me, she's like, oh, I wish she like would like be more physical with me more. And I was just kind of like, I kind of just want to talk instead. Like I'm not interested in that side of things. And we did break up in between middle school and high school, and I always wondered why. She's the one that ended it. Like she sent a friend over. She's like, hey, she says we're done. And I'm just like, oh shoot, well I'm kind of left in the dust. What happened? And I remember she called me when we got back together, and then we had a conversation, and she like something was hanging on her for a while, and then she told me what happened. I guess she had like an ex-boyfriend reach out to her, and when he came over, and I guess she kissed her, or he kissed her, and she kissed back, and she felt bad, and that's why she broke up with me the first time. So I was cheated on. And I remember when she shared that with me, I felt empathy, I felt confusion, I felt all the above, and I felt kind of alone too. But I kind of just like stood there, and just it kind of highlighted my experience when I was being picked on and bullied by my bully that I expressed in a different video. And I don't know what she was going through her mind and how her family background was fully, that I just forgave her off the spot, and I was just like, hey, it's okay, like we'll move on. I'm glad you told me. Very mature conversation for like a freshman in high school. And then and then we continued our relationship, and it was good. It was I feel like it was also the beginning of, even though I forgave her, I started to have a little bit more trust issues, and like not wanting to share all of my thoughts with her, just because, you know, I mean, slightly I was hurt. Like I was blindsided. And so we dated for a little bit longer. She supported me, and when I did my football and I didn't start, she was there. And yeah, naturally. I remember it was around October time. We just stopped communicating, and part of it was she had a friend that was very extroverted, and he would like give her all the time in the world, and it just made me feel uncomfortable. And I just didn't know how to express that with her, just because I was just keeping a lot of my emotions to myself, because I guess I just got to a point where I didn't trust sharing everything and anything with her. And so she ended it just because she's like, we need a break, there's something off. And I was like, I agree. And when we broke up, it was, I felt freedom. I felt like, you know what, that was what we needed to do. She did reach out again and say, hey, I'm done with that break. But I kind of just like, no, like, let's not do this. And that was the end of my first relationship. So I guess it's a failure in some form. But I learned a lot from it. I have nothing to hold against her at all. If anything, I just learned what to not look for in a relationship, and making sure that I am more polished and more aware of what I might be looking for. That was my first relationship ever, and truly I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for her. She's a great person, and wishing her the best, really. Let's get this next set. Have you know, I share that story as a journal, because I never put that down anywhere. So this is for the kids. My kids, whenever you guys grow up and watch these videos, it's a little bit about your father. This is what he went through and learned. And, there's probably other details I missed out, like your dad's not perfect. And also, every relationship I've been in has not been perfect. I made mistakes. Things happen. Even today, like being married to your mom, like I still make mistakes every day. Communication is super key. I love your mother. I feel crazy talking that way, because I know my kids aren't around. They won't be around probably they won't be able to watch these until 10 years later, until they could actually understand everything I'm talking about. But this is for you guys. This is for you guys. When people are having a hard day, there's always a source of, if someone snaps at you or you snap at them, there's always a source behind everything, whether it be something from your childhood or something that happened early on in the day and you just don't share it. One thing I'm learning with Paige right now is, she goes through something hard and she doesn't tell me until after she's like feeling frustrated and everything. And so, and I do the same thing. So one thing we're working on is to really verbalize with each other, if we're feeling off in the morning or if we're feeling anxious or some sort, so we could respect each other's space and really understand each other. Like if one of us kind of has sharp words towards the other, at least we know the source and where it's coming from. Like this morning, I was hangry, I was frustrated, I was wanting to get things done earlier in the day and things were pushed back. And so I woke up very just heightened and just on survival mode and just go, 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 go. And I told Paige that the night before, because that's how I was feeling the night before. And then waking up is how I felt too. And then she expressed to me how she felt, which was she was feeling tired. And when you're feeling tired, you're going to feel all these emotions as well. So it's just her taking into account how I'm feeling and me taking into account how she might be feeling. It's just we're pretty much on the same page there. And so by the time, I finish my cardio and she's doing her morning, and then we meet up together to go to the location where we're getting the order ready for the Tua launch. It's once we start conversing with each other, we kind of settle down from our anxieties or stress that we might have in the morning. After telling each other what we're going through, by the time we spoke with each other, just that trust was there and that respect was there. And the apologies were there on our way to the location, that it was just we're on the same page and everything is fine. So communication is so important, man. people say that all the time, but like there's so much detail through it all. And I'm so grateful that Paige is very understanding and listens. And I'm grateful of like that I do the same thing. Like we both have experienced multiple relationships to understand those things, where a lot of people out there are still learning and trying to figure that out. And we still are trying to figure it out too. We've only been married for 4 years. And honestly, the first 2 years were rough, 2.5, I'd say. But hey, we work through things together. One thing that's really important is just like when you're in a relationship, like you're a team. You should be a team, and you should be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, like something's gonna happen that's not good. And yeah. And if you have doubts, like doubt your doubts before you doubt your relationship. And if your relationship is exceptional, like I gotta say, I've had doubts in my relationship, but did they come from like internal like insecurities, or do they come from actual like, are there red flags, right? And so you always have to like look inward and look at the natural man as like, is this a worldly thing that I'm desiring, or is it actual like me? And I feel like I've experienced enough relationships to understand the difference and to, push forward. And man, I was looking at Paige this morning and I was just telling her, I'm like, I'm truly like grateful of the progress we've made, the decisions we made, and just us being on the same page and just learning and growing with one another. Like we're in a spot right now where after this prep is done, my lack of energy is a little frustrating, but once my energy is back up, I'm like really excited to be, I'm present with her, but I'm excited to be even more present with her once my my prep brain is gone, and then my frustration with just how the body reacts is gone. So very, very excited for that. Very excited. Let's get this next workout in. Oh, these headphones are gonna be ripping off my ear here soon. Whew, tricep looking good. Let's go check out the pump, restroom pump. All right, so let's see how the pump is looking like. Shoulders are looking pretty Metroid-like. Metroid as in Samus Aran from Nintendo. Oh shoot. Yeah, we are definitely, shoulders are coming in. Look at that. Yeah, we are looking nice and full for show day. I absolutely want food, guys, so that's the pump. That's a shoulder pump. Always prioritize your lateral raises with lighter weight. If you're going like 30, 35 pounds or heavier on lateral raises, there's a good chance you're using your trap, so I always stay within 10 to 25 pounds, and those usually do the trick. Just hold it on top, and then control it down, and you are set. Let's go get some pizza. Abs are looking good too. Let's go. All right, we just made our last meal of the day, and this is what it's looking like. It is 3 rice cakes, and I put, I actually ran out of my fat-free cheese, so I only put two cheese on one of them, and I had to move things around. I'm just gonna have more chicken, and then we're adding a little bit more, more barbecue sausage every meal, so not the end of the world. Now that I ran out of cheese, I could go buy some more, but I'm actually just gonna see what I could play with, a different recipe with what I have, ingredients, and we're gonna make something special tomorrow. So let's do a taste test. Actually, I'm curious how it tastes like without the cheese. Delicious. It's just like the pizza without cheese. That's pretty much it. And you just taste more of the turkey bacon. Or, sorry, pepperoni. So, yeah. Man, love this. And the egg, man, it came out so fluffy. Look at that. Look how fluffy that is. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this food. We're gonna eat this, look outside the window, and really embrace life and just be grateful for everything and anything. So you guys have a good rest of your day. Go destroy your goals. Love you guys. Fear mediocrity. Be uncommon. Till next time on Dragon Ball Z. Peace out.